After a couple close ones that got away from you, what was the difference in a performance like today where you guys really seemed to have it going at both ends?
Well, my hope, Adam, is, I feel like we're starting to improve on defense. It's taken quite a while, but I think if you look at our numbers and consider what we just did at Marquette, even for most of the game against Providence, and then certainly here tonight, I thought our defense was as responsible for our win as our offense, and that hasn't been the case many times this year. Adam Kunkel, I thought, did an outstanding job today on both ends. I thought Kobe Jones in the first half against Gibson was as good as any college basketball player can be on defense. I mean, he was unreal in terms of his effort, concentration, and just really his ability. And that's the thing about Kobe Jones. He not only does it on offense, but he does it on defense. And I think he's getting better on defense. So, sign of things to come, I hope. Moving forward, it's crucial for us to maintain our improvement on defense.
How much more impressive is that, Sean, given the fact you're shorthanded and maybe the bench isn't as long and you've got to play these guys longer minutes and with defensive intensity in mind?
It's very impressive. It was very impressive at Marquette. I mean, we were up there incredibly shorthanded, and I thought we played and did a lot of great things. We ran out of steam, and we weren't able to leave with a victory. But a lot of good things that we did against Marquette showed up again here today, and that has to be what we continue to do. Look, we're running out of players. I mean, Kiki was hobbled. I think he's going to get evaluated. Jerome turned his ankle. So, I mean, we're at the point now where we're down to about 3 or 4 scholarship guys. I mean, I'm hoping that those guys can rebound. I'm hoping that Des Claude can come back. But, at some point, we got to get, the benefit of health. I don't think I've been around a team who's gone through, I think, 5 players who basically had flu-like symptoms on the day of the game, 2 significant ankle injuries, 1 broken foot. I mean, we've weathered a lot of that, and again, that's our team's credit. But we have to get healthy here as we move down the home stretch.
Sean, curious your thoughts. Obviously, DePaul has a lot of size in the paint. You guys doubled them in points in the paint, had 19 second chance points today. What do you take away from your team in a game like that where without Zach even, you guys are still able to dominate there against the tall guys they have that they play on their defensive side?
Jerome Hunter was really good tonight. He had 15 points and 9 rebounds, and he had 0 turnovers. It was great to see him. I almost feel like regain the form that he's played at for most of this season. Again, he did it on defense, he did it on offense, and when he plays like that, our team is a real big step up. I mean, it was good to see him do that. But a lot of guys had good nights. Jack Nungy, one of the things I've really learned about Jack is, when our team really needs him, when we come off a tough loss or sometimes his own performance, he doesn't play well, it's amazing how he bounces back. And he did it again here today.
Sean, you talked about the importance of getting to 20 wins, and you back here, Sean. You chose to come back here. You chose to give it a go again at X, to get to 20 wins, to be ascending in a lot of ways towards March. How meaningful is this for you personally to be here again and be in this spot?
I mean, I'm thrilled to be here, and equally thrilled that we were able to win 20 games today. I don't make light of winning 20 regular season games. It is not easy, especially in a conference like the Big East where we're playing 20 games, 10 at home, 10 on the road, against what I think is arguably the second best conference in the country. Certainly one of the top 3 conferences in college basketball. I mean, the depth of our conference, how hard it is to win on the road. And then in our case, when you take into consideration the non-conference schedule that we played, that's why earlier in the day when, they put up the top 16 teams, we're on that 4 line, and you're like, wow, well, you forget the teams that we played as far back as November and all through December. So, we've really not taken the easy path. We've taken the difficult path. And for us to be at that 20-win mark is great. And look, the hope in college basketball is that you're at your best as the month of March approaches, and that remains our goal. And getting healthy and getting a couple of these guys back, but also continuing to improve. That's really what we're trying to do.
Sean, earlier this year, you sort of challenged Colby in terms of defensively, publicly. You also have conversations with a guy like Jerome in the offseason about, his role, what you want to see out of him. How important is that to a team when you have guys that respond to instruction like that take that upon themselves to be a part of the team in the way that they need to be?
Yeah, I'll answer that question in two parts. First, Colby. Colby Jones is an amazing basketball player. He really is. In our pick and roll actions, he really at times is our point guard. The pass and the play that he made against Marquette, really, which could have been our game-winning basket to Jack Nungy, that's a play not many guards in this country can make. And then he also does it on defense. And he hasn't been on a very good defensive team, so sometimes his efforts don't stand out as much. But I believe this as we're solidifying maybe a little bit more around him, you're going to see that his ability to impact the game both on defense and offense is incredible. And he does it all. His shooting, his defense, his passing, right? Scoring from two, scoring from three, and his consistency. And he's really become a consistent player. I almost feel like the last part for him is just to settle in from the free throw line. And I feel like he's starting to do that right now. In terms of Jerome, he was all set, locked in on the role that we had him in, playing great basketball. And now he's playing in a different role. We need more from him, and that's not easy. So I think he's kind of gone through that adjustment phase, but, it gives all of us confidence, namely him, when he can do what he did here tonight against DePaul.